bad, very bad. I got a problem with my phone now, which means I either need a new camera or a new phone, one or the other. Anyway, hopefully you guys can hear me well. Yeah, good morning, good morning. Today we're going to be talking about Thailand and the Philippines. And the reason is because, I always get knuckleheads writing me. A lot of knuckleheads. And every once in a while I get a good comment. And this comment that I got kind of started out okay. The guy says, anywhere you go, there are risks. We're talking about, when I said, is Thailand worth the risk? So he says, anywhere you go, there are risks. Take your poison. You think you're safe in the gun shooting in the United States? Go home where you belong. Or go to the Philippines, a better choice. People are kind, and I think he said friendly. I thought I printed it out, but I guess it got cut off. And I don't have a problem with what he said. It's his opinion. Go to the Philippines. It's a better choice. Whatever. I don't think so. And I've said that numerous times. I think the people are kind in the Philippines, and I think the people are kind in Thailand. I don't think there's any disputing that. And you can say, oh, well, the people are nicer in the Philippines. Really, it's all relative, man. You're in a situation, the Filipino can be an asshole, the Thai can be an asshole. It doesn't matter. All right? And I don't have really very many problems with Thai people, ever. But I wanted to talk about it because it's been a little while since we talked about it. It's been a minute, and as far as the risk factor, I got a couple of messages. One was, let's see if I can find it here. Is living in a big city in U.S. worth the risk? No, hell no. That came from Happy Reaper. Kamusta ka? And then from Fred, he says, everything is a risk. Been here 8 years, not dead yet. It's all the risk. The thing is that and my point was, there are a lot of people unwilling to even take the risk to get out of their comfort zone, to leave the United States. There's many, many people who will never do that. Hey, Danny, they don't want to do it because they're scared. So, well, you're changing the subject, man. Come on, I'm on a roll here. Let me go. I'll talk about it in a few minutes. Give me some credit, please. So you got all these people talking about, oh yeah, everything's a risk. Then why don't more people do it? You know why? Because they have responsibilities, because they don't want to, because they think it's better back home, because whatever. This place picked up now. There's going to be a little shake in this. I don't know what's going on with my camera. You can see it, the shake. Sometimes it shakes, sometimes it doesn't. The girl already told me, you want to fix it? It's 2,000 baht. I'm like, let me think about it. And then it stopped shaking. So now it's shaking. So, anyway, so I'm gonna have to get it fixed, I guess, because I don't want I want the camera to be able to shoot both ways. Anyway, that's what we're gonna be talking about. And yes, the elections are over. Well, pretty much over. Let me see here what we got here. You don't have to stare at me. It's okay, man. I got this guy staring at me over to my left. There you go. Hello. It's like I got somebody peering at me. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about today. And the thing is, there's so many people that, I've asked people. I've said, just come over here. You can stay with me. If you want, you can sleep on the sofa. You can get a cheap, you can sleep in the spare room if one of the kids is at home. Uh, you can do it however you want. You can get a cheap apartment, and I'll make sure you're taken care of. And every once in a while, someone will come over. But for the most part, I got guys, these were guys I hung out with all the time. They were good friends back in the US. They won't come. And some of them, their wives won't let them come. Some of them, maybe they don't have the money or they don't want to spend the money. I don't know what it is. But, you know, and no, it's not me. These are my good friends, people I've known for many years, and they just won't come over. They don't want to take the long journey. They don't want to spend the money. And then I'm like, you know, I got one buddy, he lives in Reno, and he's got a small pension. I said, dude, you could live much better in Thailand than you're living in the United States. Yeah, but dude, but. You know, he's like, he's got a trailer. He bought a trailer, so that's his house. He's got a trailer. He pays a lot fee. The lot fee that he pays is more than I pay for my townhouse. It's double the amount that I pay for my townhouse. But he's like, yeah, but the trailer is mine. And I'm like, dude, you gotta come over. Take a look. Once you come over, you probably will not want to live there anymore. But he won't do it. He just won't do it. So there are a lot of people that don't want to leave their comfort zone. They don't want to spread their wings, so to speak. They don't even want to give it a try. So, you know, there is always a risk. Otherwise, people would do it more often. Now, people are doing it more often. And this begs the question, where is the best place to go? And one of the things, I mean, you're starting to get more people go to Cambodia, go to Vietnam, Malaysia, of course, maybe Indonesia. But a lot of people want to compare Thailand and the Philippines. And honestly, well, there are definitely some accurate comparisons. The beaches are beautiful in both places. I still think, for me, Thailand is a better place, but that's just for me. It might be better for you because it's a personal decision. However, when this guy says, go home where you belong, well, wait a minute. This is some freaking German or Austrian or I don't know where he's from. I couldn't tell from his accent because I looked at his channel. I tried to figure it out. For all I know, it could be a Filipino with a strange accent. I don't know. And he's telling me, hey, thank you very much, man. Thank you, Kieran. I appreciate that. Choke B. Yeah, let's stay on topic, all right? I have no patience right now. I don't want to be veering off on all different... I'll get to everything, okay? Just trust me. Please, have a little faith. I got a lot on my mind right now. I'm stressed out. I got shit on my mind. And this is one of those days, and I get the... Yeah, big ups, man. Choke D to you. I get these days when I don't want anything to do with the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to see the gym. I don't want to have to smile at people. I don't want any of that. I just want to chill. And you know what? I still do everything I have to do. I didn't want to stream today. Now, I'm not streaming tomorrow. It's my day off. My one day off that I get. But that's the point. Like, this is one of those days where I don't feel like doing anything. You know, I'm in pain. I'm irritable, my joints hurt, and I gotta go have a heavy workout today, which I'm not looking forward to, but I know when I'm done, it'll be good. So just give me a little breathing room, please. Just trust me, I'll get to all your messages, I'll get to everything. And now I already forgot what the hell I was gonna say. It's just about the risk. I get all these comments though about, and you know, a lot of times, it's a Filipino commenting, you don't know what you're talking about. Or it's some guy who lives in the Philippines. Well, obviously we're biased. I'm biased here. And the thing is, I've been to the Philippines many, many times. I don't want to live there. At least I wouldn't want to live in the city. I would not want to live in Manila. I don't think I'd even want to live in Cebu. I definitely wouldn't want to live in Angeles City. Okay? Now, I live in Bangkok, and I don't really want to live here that much longer. But then again, like I say, careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Once I move out, I might be like, man, this town is too slow. Yeah, I got peace and quiet, but it's too quiet. So there's that. Now, pita power. If you don't know what pita power is, it's my phrase. I termed the phrase pita power because of this guy, Pita, what's his name? Pita Lamjaran Rat or something like that. I can't remember his last name now, but he is the winner for the Progressive Move Forward Party. They are anti-military, which I think is a good thing. I don't like it when the military runs the government. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't ever think it's a good thing. You need to have that separation. So he won, basically, and he is forming an alliance with the Putai, which is the woman who, and basically, I thought she was going to win. A lot of people thought she was going to win. What's her name? Patongtan Shinawatra. Most people thought she was going to win. She's pregnant. She's a young mother, fairly young. She's pregnant. So they thought, and her being Shinawatra, they thought, oh, she's going to win. I kind of thought she would win too. This new guy wins. What is he, 42? So he's fairly young, but he's progressive. I'm sorry, but I do see the marijuana laws being repealed. At least there's a good chance of it. I hope not. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that. That's interesting. So in the next couple of months, maybe we'll see. There'll be a lot of things going on here. The one thing that they are talking about is the lèse-majesté laws being reformed. And, both parties are vehemently against the military elite. And so that's like there's a power struggle. And, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to predict another coup or anything like that. But every 8, 10, 12 years, 15 years, something like that, there's a coup here. That's a negative in this place. Now, the Filipino government don't get me wrong, their government, what was the guy's name? I can't remember. Duarte, is that what it is? The guy who was shooting everybody. The Shinawatra had the same kind of policy. So there's that. Anyway, we have nothing to do with it as foreigners. All we can do is sit back and watch and wait and see what happens. I would not be surprised. Yeah, Duterte. I would not be surprised if they do repeal the marijuana laws right now, or the policies. If they repeal them and make it medical use only, that would be a damn shame, in my opinion. I definitely don't think they should criminalize it. They're going to do anything and they repeal the law. It's like, okay, you got to pay $500 because you got caught with some weed. Don't throw the people in jail. They don't have the money for that shit. I don't know. The government needs to wisen up here. They need to get smarter. Anyway, as far as Jono did play his round of golf. However, what he told me was it was so hot that in the first 15 minutes, he has all these golf shirts, and they're the fast drying, the sweat wicking or whatever they're called shirts. He's got a lot of them apparently. He loves those shirts. But he went out and in the first 15 minutes he's drenched in sweat. He played the round of golf, but he said he was completely exhausted. So it's possible here. Now it is a little cooler today. I think it's 86 right now, high of 97. I'm trying to remember because I forgot my pen. In my mad dash, I was trying to think of where I was going to go today. I didn't want to sit inside. And I thought about going to Starbucks, and I thought, you know what, I'm just not giving them the money. I'm not giving them 110 baht for a coffee when I can get a coffee here. It's 40 baht. And you know what? Same, same. Same, same. Quality, same, same. Anyway, so, you know, there's going to be times, Gennaro, when you can come over here and play around the golf, and you might sweat a little bit. And then there's going to be times when you're like, man, there's no way. I don't want to be out in the hot weather. That's one reason now, besides the traffic, besides the pollution, and I don't usually talk about it, aside from bitching about it being too hot. The one thing is that if I'm going out now, let's say I go out, there's a place I want to go on the weekend. It's open at night, and it's open until like, I think it's open 24 hours. It's a coffee shop, and it's fairly nice. It's new, it's nice. And I've been meaning to go there, but I just think to myself, even at, let's say I start the stream at 8 or 9 o'clock at night on a weekend, there's going to be a lot of traffic. Although it's not that far, it's far enough where it's going to take me 25, 30 minutes to get there, 25, 30 minutes to get home. It's going to be hot. I don't want to take a motorbike, take a taxi. And then there's traffic up the yin yang. And then there's pollution. So all these things combined, all these things, they just make me not want to, they make me not want to go out. So there are times like that. There are times when I go out and I go, oh my God, it's the most beautiful day. This is why I'm here. And then there are times when, and today's one of those days, and even though it's cooler, where when I go out, I just go, what am I even doing outside? It's so blazing hot. I don't want to be out here. Yeah, it can get that hot. Now, speaking of Japan, I have to interject before we get into the whole Philippines, weigh it out. How do you do it? You know, weigh the scales. I got a message. Well, I actually messaged Mr. Tokyo Sam yesterday, Sammy, who I've been watching for quite some time, just because I'm interested in Japan, and he's a nice guy, funny guy, and you know, he's got his little quirks, which I appreciate. And he was telling me about this guy, and he actually said something about it in the stream the other day. Yeah, you don't want to be getting dizzy. You got to make sure that's not something more serious, but it happens in this kind of heat. I've been there. I understand. I know, and it's happened to me, where I've been like, holy shit, man. You know, I gotta say, it happened to me when the first time when I walked from, from the northernmost spot in Thailand down to Chiang Mai, or maybe it was a little past. It happened where I got I was getting heat stroke. You got to be careful. You really have to be careful here with the heat stroke, especially when you get older. Not to bring my age or Jim's age into it, but you got to be careful. Anyway, so Sammy told me about this guy, Suspendus. I don't know him from Adam, never watched his channel, but I did see that the guy is in Thailand, and apparently he's got some girl. You know, I don't know the guy. He's probably a nice guy. I don't know, but he's another guy. He's hooked up with some chick who is. All I can say is she may be a very lovely woman. However, if I were him, I would think twice about marrying her. And apparently I guess he's, another guy who's like, okay, I gotta have myself, the special lady, and she's so special. And again, I don't want to be derogatory about her, but when you come here, all I will say is find yourself an educated girl. Find yourself a girl who doesn't need you. My wife doesn't need me. She'd be fine with it, and that's the thing I wanted. I I wanted her not to need me, because if I died and we have kids, I want her to be able to take care of the kids. I don't want her to be like, okay, I'm 45 now, I'm gonna be a mama-san in some bar. I didn't want that. So that's one of my first suggestions. Second suggestion is, if you're gonna hang out at bars, don't hang out with them and expect to have some romance. It's bullshit. I mean, how many times I gotta say it? And, you know, I feel for the guy. He doesn't seem like a stupid guy. He doesn't seem, you know, he seems fairly intelligent, you know. A lot of people coming in now. Show you my shaky. You see, the video is shaking. And apparently that means I need a new camera in my phone. This phone just keeps, it's a little train that could. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. Anyway, so I'm all over the place. You know, not to stretch this out, but you know, you know, Sammy was like, oh, you should make a video about, I don't want to, listen, I don't want to slam anybody. I don't want to get into the whole chowderhead thing like that, where some guy you're responsible for yourself. As a man, you're responsible for yourself. That's all I'm gonna say. When you come over here, you're responsible for yourself. Nobody here's gonna save you. I'm not gonna save you. Some guy I don't know, and it's happened before, twice, at least twice that I can think of, where some guys tried to contact me, message me, call me, because he needs, I need to be saved, I need help with something. I don't know what to do about my visa. And I'm like, dude, I don't even know you from Adam. And you want me to run to your rescue? Oh my God. I like to contone my foreign boyfriend. What is contone? I don't understand you, Mr. Gennaro. Oh, this freaking weather and the pollution. Pollution's only 88 right now, which is moderate. I think the Thai baht is 33.84 to the dollar, which sucks. I like it to be 34.5. Control. Don't be a simp. Listen, once you, I hate to say this because it sounds so crude. Canton, I never heard that. Maybe you're teaching me some Thai language, I don't know. I have to look it up to see, because maybe the way you wrote it, I don't realize what it means. I don't know. Canton. Oh, you're talking about the way that they would say control in English. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Anyway. I don't know how much more I can say, and obviously I have 15,310 subscribers. There's more than 7 billion people. Supermodern, which is supermodel. Yeah, I understand now. It's your attempt. You would be better off writing it in Thai. Your feeble attempt at language, the Thai language. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. I'm only one guy. I can't save all of men. I can't red pill all men. I can't MGTOW all men. I can't save everybody. And not a hell of a lot of people don't know who I am. A hell of a lot more people don't know who I am than know who I am. Pollution just tore me up this morning. Richard, I understand where you're coming from. Good morning and thank you. But I do understand where you're coming from, believe me. A lot of annoyances out there. Anyway, Yeah, I mean, if word ever gets back to this guy, if Sammy turns him on to this channel or whatever, I don't know. But, dude, all I'm gonna say is, and I'm speaking to everyone, not one guy in particular, I'm not talking about this girl. Don't end up with some skanky whore who is tattooed all over, who's been through the ringer with far too many guys to count, who's slathered in gold, who speaks pidgin English. And I'm not talking about your usual, hello, what's your name? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, him no good, him tell me, and all that kind of way that they speak. You know what I'm talking about. If you've been in the bars, you know what I'm talking about. That bar girl English. Aim higher. If I can do it, you can do it. Now, granted, I wasn't a bald-headed, I wasn't bald-headed when I first came here. I was younger, sweeter, less jaded, in better shape, which is probably why my wife fell for me. Now, if I was to say, if she had met me right now, would she marry me? Probably not. But she did. And, just think about it. I don't understand how can you be so, if it's that good, if the sex is that good, okay, keep having the sex, but keep your emotions in check. Well, I think he actually said, like, I want you to be my girlfriend or something like that. And she just went, I think there was a video or a stream or something. The guy's in Phuket now. And I think he said something like that, and she just kind of went, and he goes, oh, you don't know? And she was like, I don't know, Well, what does that tell you? So don't simp, whatever you want to call it. Don't. You know what? If they like you, you don't have to chase them. You have to you have to take a step forward, but you don't have to kiss their ass. You don't have to, oh, baby, you're my girlfriend. Can we be boyfriend, girlfriend? Do you like me? You don't have to do that kind of stupid shit. Thai chicks know. They're not gonna play games like, that's one thing. They won't play games like the Western women play. First of all, they're on a completely different level. But if they're into you, if they are into you, they will let you know. How many siblings? Let's see. There's 2 sisters and a brother. 2 sisters and a brother. And they are absolutely no problem. Never. Never have they been a problem. At least, financially or gimme. They're from the South, man, and, things are a bit different than in Isan. And they're not, like, living in a shack or anything like that. So they're okay, What is this bar scene easy to slip into in Thailand, harder to develop a different lifestyle? Well, I think that was what I read yesterday, is that, once you get into it, it becomes addictive. Well, don't get addicted. This is not heroin. I don't care what the guy said yesterday. It ain't heroin. Once you crack your nut, you had your fix. And this is the thing. In Thailand, you are commodity if you are going into those places. You're a walking ATM. Holy moly. Yeah, this is the thing. So you better be, like I said yesterday, you better be careful what you wish for, because if you want a relationship, you'll find one. But once you're in it, you're in it. Once I was in a relationship with my wife, man, that was it. She's not one of these who was like, okay, don't worry, you can have different women all the time. She laid down the law. Hey, we're in a relationship. That's not the kind of relationship I want. You're not going to be one of these guys running around, knocking up 3 different women and, having 5 me a noise and all. That shit wasn't gonna fly. Now I could have said, oh well, okay, so, then I guess I'll move on. I could have done that, but I didn't want to. I like a very stable, mellow, fairly problem-free relationship. Who wants all the drama? Hey, hey, mama, rock and roll will never fucking die. So, without getting, I don't want to get any further into it. I know I've already spoke on it for about 15 minutes. She doesn't usually say that, I mean, she's said it before, but for the most part, I don't get that shit. Sometimes I guess, now that I think about it, sometimes maybe, but like, I just make the decision. And if she does, and there's been the times when, like with most women, where the up to you has been given, and then I make the choice and she doesn't like it. Listen, I went to Best Beef. I took her to Best Beef a couple of months ago when I did that little video. And she was like, I've had better in Thailand. And she said, in Taiwan, they give you big, thick meat. I said, yeah, but what's the difference in price? Well, it was double the price. I said, listen, it is what it is, It's okay. And we went to a place the other day that was quite good. Suki Tinoy. And that place was good. 219 baht. And I do have some video, but I was having the problem with my phone where the camera is shaking, and that's a problem for me. When the camera starts shaking in my phone and I can't shoot videos, I lose my camera. So basically, I got to get it fixed, or I got to get a new phone, which maybe I will in the U.S. I don't know. I don't know how I'll do it, but Good morning, good morning. Anyway, enough about this guy, and guys will make mistakes. It's part of growing up. The idea, though, is to make the mistakes that cause you the minimum damage, whether financially or emotionally. I can tell you when I was young, oh my God, there was a chick that broke up with me. I was so pissed off. I was so devastated. And now I think about it and I think, what an idiot. What the hell was that? I mean, she was a nice girl. She was very cute, had a nice body. We were having sex on a regular basis. I was like 18 years old. I thought it was fantastic. And she's just like, I'm young and I want to... And I was like, what? I'm not good enough? And it had nothing to do with me, It was basically, she was a young chick who was just saying, I want to have some freedom to do what I want. Okay, fine. Now, who knows? By now, she could have been married 4 times, got 5 different kids with 3 different guys. I don't know. I have no idea. It doesn't matter anymore. I don't even remember her. Don't remember, for the most part. Don't remember her name. Don't remember any of this stuff. So, when it comes to Thailand and this particular guy, who I think he lives in Japan, and he's in Phuket right now. What is it, Suspendas or Suspensa or something like that? I would just say, be smart. I don't know what else to say. Use your big head, not your little head. If you want to use your little head, use your little head when you need to. And then once you're done, and then use the big head and try to think logically. And the problem nowadays is the guys, I think this guy's a little bit younger. He's probably 20, 25 years younger than me. I think the problem is now that the younger guys have been so demasculized. Is that the word? They're starting to be more feminized. It's like, whatever happened to being a Viking? Whatever happened to being, a guy who takes control, a guy who's in charge? What happens to the men-women dynamic? Oh, what? We're just going to give it up because people don't like. They're offended by it. Tough shit. I'm not offended by it. I want to be a man. I don't want to be a woman. Emasculated. Thank you. I don't know what the hell I was thinking, but they've lost their masculinity. At least some of them, and they're under pressure. Constant pressure. Now, the good thing about Asia is that you don't have to be emasculated. And again, that doesn't mean you don't have to try to get along with your wife, or you always have to be, I'm telling you what to do and you better do it. You don't have to be like that. It's 50-50, man. She's got an idea, you hear her out. Maybe she's got a good idea. Maybe she's, in some ways, my wife is smarter than me. In many ways, I'm smarter than her. So I listen to her. I am in a coffee shop, Cafe Amazon, in Happy Land, the Happy Land area. It's not the usual coffee shop that I go to. You see the shake there. I tried. I restarted my phone. I've done all kinds of things trying to fix it, and sometimes it just stops. It just stops shaking, and then I go, "Oh, cool," but I couldn't get it to stop, so that's why it's shaking like that. Now, let's get into this here. Both Thailand and the Philippines are popular choices for expat retirement destinations in Southeast Asia. While they share some similarities such as warm climates, affordable living costs, and beautiful natural landscapes, there are also distinct differences between the two countries. Let us compare Thailand and the Philippines in several key aspects. Now, I don't know if you know this, but the Philippines is 24.4% cheaper. The cost of living is Thailand is 24.4% more expensive. Yeah, it's got the, well, either that or it hasn't had its drink of the day. However, let's see here. In Thailand, groceries are 2% cheaper. Restaurants are 6.3% more expensive. The transportation system is 67.3% more expensive, higher. That's gas, monthly transit fees, and what is this new? Oh, a new Volkswagen Golf is considerably more expensive in Thailand than the Philippines because of the trade agreement and because of their import duties and that kind of thing. Housing in Thailand is 17% cheaper than the Philippines. Childcare is 80.5% more expensive in Thailand than in the Philippines. That's because the people in the Philippines, their labor costs are very low, even lower than Thailand. And I think the people who are unskilled laborers, they're they're not valued very much. Entertainment is 22.3% more expensive in Thailand, and clothing is 13.6% more expensive in Thailand as well. The Philippines is 1.7 times smaller than Thailand. I've got a bunch of things here. I don't believe this. The Philippines, 36% less obese. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. I mean, Thais are getting more and more pumpui, uwan. They're getting fatter. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Filipinos really are less obese. I don't know. I just remember, it's been a while since I've been to the Philippines, but I did go there quite often. And I remember there being a lot of fat girls in the Philippines, just like there are here. You look around and, girls got wide hips, or they're got huge arms, or huge butts, and, that's just the way it goes. And some of them are average size, medium size. In the Philippines, they have 2.2 times more children than in Thailand. They live 7.5 years less on average than Thais do. They are 3.3 times more likely to die at childbirth. What is this? 53.8% less money. 3.4 times more likely to die in infancy. 5.2 times more. What is this? Unemployment in the Philippines. 35.9% less likely to have good internet access in the Philippines. 68.7% more likely to live below the poverty line in the Philippines. It's more visible in the Philippines, which I definitely agree with. That's true. In the Philippines, you see 11.3 times more coastline. Thailand has 3,219 kilometers of coastline. The Philippines has 36,289 kilometers. It's an island, or islands. That's why they have more coastline. Doesn't mean you can live in every area, and some areas are very dangerous because of the, Abu Sayyaf. I actually remember one of the first times I went there, this girl told me she was from there, and I was like, oh, maybe I should go there and check it out, is it nice? And she's like, you don't want to go there. Now, some positives about the Philippines. You can get a retirement visa there, a special resident retirement visa at 35 years of age. You got to have $10,000. Well, maybe this is, I don't remember how much it was. I don't know why I didn't write it down, but I didn't. But if you're 50, you can put forward $10,000 and have $800 a month income, and you'll get your visa. You'll get permanent residency. Another positive is that the Filipinos tend to have a similar belief system as people in the West, and they speak English for the most part. They don't all speak English, but they speak more English and they speak better English than they do here in Thailand. However, the foods in the Philippines tend to be far more unhealthy than here in Thailand. And that's not to say that the food here is completely healthy, because it's not. You want to look at all the starchy foods, the rice, the noodles, the sugar they put in, the MSG, the salt, and who knows what else. And the food tastes better for sure here, in my opinion. Most foods are at a different level than the Filipino food. And there are some good Filipino dishes. I don't want to be, probably from the 4th of July until the 4th of September. Oh, wow, 2 months, cool. Well, let's see here. In Thailand, one of the negatives is the dual pricing, the price discrimination, the visa system, and the low to middle level of English that is spoken here. It's not fantastic, their English. In Thailand, Thailand has a relatively low cost of living compared to many Western countries. While certain areas like Bangkok and tourist destinations can be more expensive, smaller towns and rural areas offer more affordable options. In the Philippines is generally lower than in Thailand. Basic necessities like food, transportation, and housing tend to be more affordable. However, prices can vary significantly between urban and rural areas. All right. I'm anxious to know of all you guys who've traveled to the Philippines. Where's Andy? Isn't Andy going to the Philippines? Something else that I was thinking of is, I know you guys remember Cake the chef. She saw something I posted on Facebook, and I guess she's doing well. That's what I'll say. So I may have to go and find out where she's cooking, and I may have to go there and do a little live stream there. But I need to find out. That's what he got. So another guy from the gym, but he's here instead of over at the other one. The guy over here. Dallo, I will never go to that coffee shop again. No offense. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to go to that coffee shop. Okay, visa requirements. Thailand offers several visa options for retirees, including the retirement visa, which requires applicants to be at least 50 years of age and meet financial criteria and have a clean criminal record. The visa is renewed annually. Philippines, they also have a specific retirement visa called the Special Residence Retirement Visa, SRRV, which provides long-term stay options for retirees. It requires a minimum age of 35 and proof of pension or retirement fund. The visa has various categories with different financial requirements. Oh, thank you. I will be back towards the end of June. Buy a hat, Daldo, thank you. Which reminds me, click that thumbs up, subscribe, buy a hat, go to AnAmericanInBangkok.com, check it out, go to my shop, get a book, do whatever. Join the YouTube channel, yada, yada, yada. Check the description for all the ways you can contact me, check things out, whatever you want. Just keep watching, subscribe, click the thumbs up, whatever. Healthcare. Thailand is renowned for its excellent healthcare system with internationally accredited hospitals and medical facilities. Bangkok in particular has world-class medical services. Health insurance options for expats are widely available. Now, what I want to know, what I really want to know, not yet, Jesus. Yeah, I don't like that whole security thing, and I remember going into, what was it, the Sheraton, or it was in Makati, and you're going in a car, like a taxi, and they're checking for bombs, and it's like, come on, man, I don't want to live in a place like that. I honestly, just leave me alone. I don't care if I'm coming in a car if it's not mine, just leave me alone. Who wants to bomb me? Maybe some people, but I think that overall, there's not a huge concern when I'm coming in a taxi cab. Who knows? Maybe the driver is some, nutcase. I don't know. But what I want to know about the healthcare system in the Philippines, which varies in quality, with major cities having decent medical facilities, while rural areas may have limited access. So do the ones in Thailand, believe me. I've been in situations where I needed to go to the hospital in a rural area, and they were very nice and very helpful, but they were limited in what they could do. So if you have a serious injury, you might be screwed. Expats often opt for private health care in the Philippines, especially in urban areas. Health insurance coverage is also recommended. Shit. What I want to know is, in the Philippines, do they charge multiple tiers of pricing? Are there multiple tiers of pricing like there are in Thailand? In Thailand, there is the Japanese price, there's the Middle East price, there's the Farang price, and then there's the Thai price. And sometimes there's the local price, the expat local price. That's what I want to know. In the Philippines, are they charging, because you got white skin, you got to pay, 200,000 baht more on a 400,000 baht bill? Because that's what they do here. And that shit irritates me. It's like, do they have no ethics? Oh, well, you've got more money. I do? Says who? How do you know this? By virtue of me being here? Well, by virtue of me being here, okay, I may have more options. And while I may have more money, I may not, you know. Healthcare in Thailand saved my life. Found cancer that stateside never did. However, states get credit for training. My Thai urologist can't say anything about the Philippines or what. Farang married to a Thai price. They don't care about that. For me, they haven't cared about it. There was a time when I had a VIP card. I talked about this before. I got a VIP card in Waitani Hospital. I had one. They no longer give it to foreigners. And I got 10% off. Sorry, my sock's coming off. They no longer give the VIP card to foreigners. Why? Because you're a foreigner. And I've already talked about this, but numerous times I found that they give me the discount, the 10% discount, and the price is still higher than what the Thais are getting. And I'm like, hey. This is your price. This is what you quoted me on the phone. Maybe they quoted my wife. Why on earth are you charging me more money? And I have been just so difficult with the hospitals. Imagine that. Because I don't put up with any of that bullshit. They tell me it's $120,000, and then they come back with a bill. Oh, it's $190,000, and we give you your 10% discount. No, it's not. It's $120,000 minus my 10% discount, like you promised me. That's called ethics. You say this is the price, you stick to it. Now, I will say this. A while ago, I was just talking to somebody the other day about this. I reserved a hotel, I think it was in Sangkhlaburi. Maybe it was Kanchanaburi, I don't know. It was a 5-star hotel, and they put the price at like 500 baht. I'm like, boom, I'm all over that. 3 nights, you know, whatever it was. They write me back, we're very sorry, but our price was erroneously entered. It's supposed to be 5,000 baht. I said, well, I'm not paying 5,000 baht. Oh, well, you know, if you want to stay at our place, I go, no. You gave me the price. You need to abide by this price. You need to stick to what you gave me the price. Your mistake is your mistake, not mine. And this is how most hotels operate. They will honor it. And my wife is like, tell them to honor it. They need to honor it. And I told them, you need to honor this price. No. Well, that's an ethics issue. That's a greed issue. Sunoco? You mean in Subic Bay? And I read to us, it missed for 2 years. So what I was going to say, though, about the Farang being married to Thai, is when they were telling me, oh, no, we don't take the VIP card anymore. And I said, well, if you don't take my VIP card, I'm going to take my whole family to another hospital. Now, you should look and see how many times my family's been to Waitani Hospital. It's been many, my entire family. Not to mention, I used to bring boxers there to have CAT scans done. They tried to screw me with the boxers on a CAT scan. You know, I don't know, let's say, I need to rephrase that. I don't want to say screwed me. The prices mysteriously changed from one set of fighters to the next. Originally it was something like 12,000 baht, then the next thing I know, I'm like, it's 17,200 baht. I'm like, why is it 17,000? I just did it a week ago and they were 12,000. Oh, not the same. I go, well, yes, it is the same. That's exactly the same thing that I want. And it was, you know, like I had to be there at like 11 at night because they didn't have any room. And so we sat there for about an hour waiting for them to go, oh, what do we do? That's the kind of shit I don't like. When you're sick, when you're ill, the last thing that you want is to have to deal with some asshole who's telling you that you need to pay this price instead of that price because, oh, that's the way it is. No. I understand things happen, but, you know, this is something. So when it comes to the Philippines and their medical care, I don't doubt they have very good medical care. I don't know about their facilities, but I know that they have a lot of nurses. Um, but what I want to know is, are they charging multiple tiers of pricing for people who go in? So if you're, if you're some guy from America and you're a Caucasian, and you go in, are they giving you a price that's higher than a Filipino? Are they giving you a price that's higher than somebody from the Middle East? How are they pricing things? All right, language and culture is another difference between the places. The official language of Thai. What happened? I didn't print it out. The official language of Thailand. Thai is the official language of Thailand. While English is widely spoken, it may be less common in more rural locations. Thai culture is influenced by Buddhism and the country. Yeah. All right. In the Philippines, they speak better English, flat out. And I think more people, as far as percentage of the population, speak better English than the Thais. I bet you money that some of these girls here, they speak, hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. The usual bullshit, but they don't. Most of them, if they're not using it all the time, they're losing it. Know what I'm saying? All right, now I do have a letter here. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. All right. I got my letter here. Let's see. Too many notes. Can't remember all the stuff. Yeah, Paolo. That's because you're a Westerner, Dowlo. I used to go to Paolo for when our fighters needed to go get weighed in, and when they need to have their physical, that's where all the fighters would go, to Paolo. Now, the promoter has some kind of a deal with them, and he has to pay for it, but... All right, so I found this letter, and I'm just going to get right into it here. I have a few friends that retired to Dumaguete from Vegas, USA, to the Philippines, and are telling me it's better than Thailand as it's cheaper, and visas are easier for retired. You do not have to tie up as much money, so I joined a few Facebook groups. The people are much different between the two, I think. Thailand, the people are less judgmental and do not care about as much as about what you do. If you are religious, and in the Philippines, they are much more conservative and very Christian, so-called beliefs. They have very Christian so-called beliefs. The Thai expats do like to get into political debates. No, I don't. But not like the Filipino expats. They are like Americans and want to convert you into their way of thinking. I really hate that. So do I. I can't stand that. Filipinos go to Thailand for medical training because it's way cheaper than going to the U.S., but they will give you a different impression. Yeah. Filipinas sing better English too. I'll be honest. A chick's a chick. If you're just talking about the actual activity that goes on in between the sheets. This guy was saying to me, the motorcycle driver on the way over here. He goes, you have Thai lady? I said, I'm married. And he said, I'm from Siquijor. I said, I went to Siquijor once before. When I first came to Thailand, like one of my first trips, I met this girl and she said, you want to go to Siquijor? And I was, being naive like I was. I said, okay, let's go. We go out there. And she was cool. Everything was good. And I go out, have my fun, got drunk, drinking loud cow and all that kind of stuff. But he says, you like Thai ladies? And I'm like, I like all women. That's the thing. If you're a true G, if you're a true studly man, why wouldn't you? Why do you have to just stick? I only like the Asians. I mean, really? You're gonna tell me if you have some hot-looking chick that she's laying there and she's like giving you the come hither look? Come take me, big boy. You're gonna be like, nah, I think I'm gonna pass because you're not Asian. Come on. Most guys are not gonna do that. Don't give me that bullshit. It's like the motorcycle guy, you like Thai ladies? I said, well, I'm married to one. You live in Thailand, and you live here for a long time, you're either gonna have your share of Thai women, or you're gonna have a Thai wife, or you're gonna have a Thai girlfriend. You know, assuming that you're straight. Okay, let me go on here. I really hate that most are hypocrites. My friend's friend badmouths ladyboys all the time, but gets caught leaving a bar with one on his arm, hoping no one will see him. He said the English is much easier in the Philippines as the people speak good English, and in Thailand they do not. But I am checking out John Tien, which I had not many English problems there. As there are many tourists, so the people do speak enough to get by. Man. In my humble opinion, I think that the money you save in the Philippines is not worth where you live. He said the Philippines feels nothing like Thailand. No, it doesn't. But more like Mexico, very third world and poor. Yeah, unless you're going somewhere that's very upscale. Good morning, Mr. Michael. I'm shitty. Thailand, download. I don't go there that often, but I can always find an excuse to go meet up. I have plenty of time on my hands. We do a roadie about once a month. All right. Let me go on. Time's a wasting. Okay. I like Thai food much better. Do not really know what to eat in the Philippines. I'll be honest, I don't particularly, there are some dishes that I really like in the Philippines, but they're few and far between. If I wanted to eat Thai food, I could eat 50 different meals. Maybe that's my next book that I'll complete. 50 different meals from Mallon. You know, I mean, you can find all kinds of dishes to eat here. You know, because that's what the locals told him. I advised him of his mistake. He took the video down. There's a U.S. bro living in the PI, and he made a video about how karaoke was invented there. That's what the locals told him. All the Filipinos think that they're models and that they are singers, and it's cringeworthy to me. No offense to the ones who actually can sing. And, you know, Mr. Tom, who comes on, you know, some of you guys know who he is. He comes on, I was the karaoke king. I'm like, ugh, God, I can only imagine. You know, if you don't look like Carrie Underwood, or, you know, you got some certain look to you, I don't want to see you sing. I don't care how good your voice is. Susan Boyle, I don't want to see her sing. I want to hear her. I don't want to see her. No, they listen. They really believe that they are the masters of they are the best singers, and that they are they're all models. The girls all think they're models. Well, yeah, I model. What I can say is this: I once knew a girl who said she was a model, and yet she was perpetually broke. Not because she was buying nice things, because she never seemed to work. I'm like, if you're a model, shouldn't you have money? Oh, yeah, I know, but in the Philippines, very difficult. I'm like, you know, no. There's a lot, what are you talking about? Thai bands, in my opinion, Thai music is far better than Filipino music. I can't hear another sappy, romantic love song, whether it's Thai or Filipino. I can't stand it. I can't stand all the, oh darling, why'd you leave me? I love you so much. Ugh, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care why you left me, Doesn't matter. Down they are more liberal, progressive, and I don't think that I personally think there's a pretty good chance they'll repeal the weed laws and make it medical marijuana only. Actually, I got a message yesterday asking me to sign some petition that says I don't want the weed laws repealed, because now a lot of the shops, they know they're in danger. Their livelihood is in danger. I don't think they should do that, but they may. Got 5 people working here. Now I'm the only guy in the whole place. All right, let me continue here. I found the food in the Philippines very greasy, and they love their fast food there. Well, they love their fast food in Thailand, and I can tell you, and I've said this the last couple of streams, you want to find a good Thai chick, go to a gym. Go not to some little, crappy little gym. It's like out in a park. I'm not saying you can't use that for what you're going to use it. You want to find a chick who's probably got a little bit of money, she's got at least a decent job, and she speaks a little bit of English, and she's fit. Go to a gym. Just don't be the lecherous old man trying to, get some little 19-year-old or something when you're 72. She probably doesn't think you look good. She thinks of you as grandpa. I mean, I go with my wife and everything, so I don't have that problem. I don't have any of this, Mallon's there to, get a little something. But I do communicate with guys and girls there. I mean, there's guys that come into these coffee shops all the time. And I see them, hey, what's going on, buddy? And then I see them working out, and, we have a little chat. And so, what is this here? I enjoy Isan music. Yeah, I like it. I like Thai rock. I'm a rocker, man. I like Thai rock. What was it that I heard yesterday? Oh, Silly Fools. I was hearing a Silly Fool. My downward dog is coming quite nice. Warrior pose and all these other kind of things. I'm doing all this stuff. In fact, I'm supposed to go tonight. I don't know if I am or not. I need to be careful how hard I work out, because, like I've said, and I'm not exaggerating, but when I start getting into it, I get a bit obsessed. I get a bit crazy with the working out. I'll go 3 times a freaking day. And my body is not at that point yet. I'm not really ready for hardcore 3 times a day excursions, where I'm working out 4 or 5 hours a day. But the last 2 yoga classes I took were actually very mellow, and like you had said the other days, where you get a good stretch and you warm up, and okay, especially Sunday. Yesterday I was still dripping in sweat, and but I think it's getting, you'll see. I should send you the photo. There's a couple photos I have. Actually, the instructor took some photos yesterday, and I posted, I think, one of them on Instagram. And I have to be careful because of my hip. I'm not as limber as I could be, where I can stretch out, and like I used to be able to go down and touch my head on the ground and with my legs open and all. I can't do all that stuff, but I am a lot more limber, and I think it's making a difference. And like I was saying the other day, once you start lifting and you start exercising a lot, you want more calories. You need more calories, and so I have to be careful about what I eat. Because my weight goes up and down a little bit by a kilo or two, and I need to get it to go down a little more. But the thing is, if you're gaining muscle's heavier than fat, you weigh a little bit more. You wanna just, so basically, I don't really care about my weight as much as I care about my body morphing into something that's healthier. That's really what I care about. And the lower the weight, the lower the fat, the body fat, the better. Anyway, let's move on. This is about Thailand and the Philippines, not about me. Let's see. The girls in the Philippines are a little soft in the middle, I think. I do like the Philippines, as there are casinos there. Could do without. I do like to play low stakes poker. Thailand is currently against the law, but you can just go over the border to Cambodia, or you can go online. I'm not going to see La Lisa. I wouldn't. You know what? No La Lisa for me, buddy. I know you're joking. I wouldn't go see La. No offense, but I don't get it. I get the whole. It's like the Manny Pacquiao. You know, poor guy, poor girl does good, they make it. Okay, I understand that. But as far as her music goes, no, I don't like her music. No, La Lisa for me. That is for my wife, and that's on the. I think that's on the 27th. Blackpink, La Lisa. I don't get into all that. There is, what is it, Taito Smith. Taito Smith, if you ever want to listen to, or you want to watch a cool video, I'm giving you my little tip right now. Watch the group called Taito Smith. It's Taito Smith. Taito Smith. And check out their video for Patia Lover. It's pretty good. Yeah. There's a girl in it. I like the girl in the video, but I thought she was cool. And it's a cool video. I like the song. It's a little more mellow than what I'm used to, but it's a cool song, so check it out. And you'll see what I mean. The girl's kind of cute. Anyway, let me go on here. Watching YouTube, there seems to be a lot more Thai bloggers, and a few of the Filipino bloggers are jumping out and moving to Vietnam as it is cheap. What's your opinion between the two? I was actually looking at Subic Bay. I tried to post this in Patia Addicts, but that forum is mostly about naked girls, not for discussions, as it is over-moderated. They delete post anything the moderator doesn't like. And the other BM asked me, we need to know more about you, your personality, and your requirements to give you a usable answer. And told, I don't know what that means. Anyway, the housing may be cheaper in the Philippines, but the condos look much nicer in Jom Tien. I'll take a place in Thailand. I don't know. I mean, really. Over to Philippines. And quite frankly, that's not always saying much. Rather spend a little more time to live in a nicer place. I'd rather spend a little more to live in a nicer place. I also hear that Thailand is safer. That's definitely true. Statistics bear that. There's less crime and less violence, less gun problems. Even though 1 in 4 Thai people have guns. Both are very racist, but that doesn't affect me, an older, fat, white guy. See, I can appreciate that he is responsible for himself and for saying he's an older, fat, white guy. But I also like to travel and think there is more closer to Thailand than the Philippines. Definitely. It's a hub. The Philippines, it's an island. I can be very opinionated and do let things bother me when someone disagrees and tries to change my view with lies and no real proof. I do change my mind if it is logical, makes sense, and some reason to delete the comment must not have fit the moderator's idea of what his or her views are. Yeah, I don't get everything this guy is saying, but okay, whatever. I get the basic gist of it. I think you guys get the basic. It's cool. I've never been a big fan. Yeah, what is it? The bluegrass. Yeah, I like bluegrass. Yeah, I wouldn't go out of my way. I won't go out of my way to go to any concert now. I don't care what band it is. You know, now it's too easy to listen to music now. You know. You want to listen to something, get Spotify. I just, you know, I went to go see Slash because I had a free ticket. And my buddy was going. You want to go see Slash? I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything that night. All right, let's go. You know. We went to go see Oasis, which at the time they were pretty hot, but, you know. Now it's like, what group do I want to go see? I already saw the Rolling Stones, I already saw Guns N' Roses, seen a lot of big bands, saw Van Halen. So now what I want to go see? Would I go see, you know, Titanium or Palmy? No, I wouldn't go see her. I don't care how close it is. I wouldn't go see her. She doesn't do that much for me. She's not the kind where I'm going to be sitting there at the concert going, oh my God, every song is so great. She's so awesome. I don't want to surround myself with that shit. I don't mean to be negative about it, but why? I don't care. I wouldn't go see Carabao. Been there, done that. Wouldn't go see Big Ass. Been there, done that. When I go see Loso, no, I didn't see Lynyrd Skynyrd, and that. Did see Ted Nugent back in the days when he was very, very popular, and he was young. Saw Molly Hatchet, and every once in a while I get in the mood, because when I grew up in Florida, you know, the Allman Brothers, Molly Hatchet, Lynyrd Skynyrd, Blackfoot, all those groups were, you know, Southern rock was big, and so, you know, to me it was really cool. When I was younger, maybe not you guys, but when I was younger, oh man, yeah, I gotta go see that concert, man. I gotta go see that band. Now it's too easy. It's too damn easy. I can do without the first two, Jim. I like Body Slam. The only way I would go out of my way is if the Beastie Boys, oh God, I wouldn't go see the Beastie Boys. Yeah, I just don't care. I'm apathetic about far too many things now. I would much rather just chill at home and put the headphones on. Outlaws, yeah, I like the Outlaws. Forgot about them. Charlie Daniels. That was my kind of music when I was younger. You know. So Ted, Aerosmith, AC/DC. Yeah, we were. Well, that's a long time ago now. It's funny because some of the guys in the bands, I just saw this, I was watching Ozark last night on TV, on Netflix, the show Ozark. Now, I had watched it once before, like the first season, second season maybe, and then it, you know, they wait so long that by the time the next season came out, I was like, I don't feel like watching it. Well, now I started watching it. And they had REO Speedwagon. They used REO Speedwagon as a method of laundering some money. And I just thought it was funny because, you know, back in the 70s and 80s, REO Speedwagon was huge, you know. Why am I getting this message here? I don't know. Yeah, I got all kinds of messages that are like on top of each other. I don't know why. I like, what was it? What was the group that played True Faith in American Psycho? That song was in American Psycho. Anyway, like I said, I don't care what band is playing. Chances are you couldn't get me to go to it now. I just don't want to be around that many people. I know you might not think this, but I'm not antisocial, but I don't like being overly social. I just don't like being surrounded by a bunch of people. I wouldn't go to, my wife asked me to go to CASHAPP a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, New Order, thank you. She asked me to go to CASHAPP the other day, and I was like, for what? Oh, we'll go look at, I gotta get a couple things, and, And I'm like, no, I'm not going. I don't want to go. What do I want to go for? I've been there 100 times. If I need something, I'll go there. Yeah, I have to mentally prepare. I have to mentally prepare to travel. Now, we still have not got the Irish visa from my wife, which is a problem. But, I'm sure that she'll have it in the next week or two, and we'll be all right. And I would think, but you never know. Why they require a visa to go from one terminal to the next is beyond me. I just think it's ridiculous. But I have to prepare myself for this trip. I have to prepare myself to go, if you haven't seen your parents in a while, it's been a few years, and you have to go and you're going to go see them again. And I'm sure you guys know what I mean. I go back to see my parents. I'm their little boy. And while, I can say what I want, do what I want, they don't, it's not like, naughty Scotty. I gotta watch I don't swear around my mother, or my father, really. I don't swear, I'm a different, nicer kind of guy. And I have to prepare myself for all these things. I have to prepare myself to get on the plane and deal with the people who are ordering you around that work for the airlines. I have to prepare myself for people who are bumping into you, or some little kid who's kicking you from behind while you're sitting in your chair. I have to prepare myself for TSA, for all the people in, immigration and all that. I got to prepare myself. I have to mentally tell myself, take it easy, But one thing that I did see, no, there will not. They don't want anything to do with me live streaming from their own home. It's not the wisest move to do that, in my opinion, for a number of reasons, which I can tell you offline, Dowlow. But last night I was watching this episode of Ozark, and this guy's a substitute teacher, and I thought it was great because it completely illustrates how I want to be sometimes, but because of laws, I don't react in that manner. Generally, although I have in the past, occasionally, and fortunately I got away with it. But anyway, the substitute teacher happened to be the brother of Jason Bateman is the star. His wife is this redhead. And the redhead has a brother, and he's a substitute teacher. The substitute teacher is in class, and apparently somebody was passing around a photo on a phone, or sending a photo around on the phone of this one particular girl in class. And I don't know exactly what it was, but it wasn't flattering. It was mean. And so he said something like, hey, what's the deal? Who did this? He got pissed off. He's like, who is doing it? Why are you being this way? So he said, that's it. I want everybody's phone right now. He got a garbage can. He put all the phones in the garbage can. And I was thinking, oh, he's not going to give him the phone back until the end of class or something like that, or the end of the day. No. He puts them all in the garbage, and he walks outside, and there's a tree, like a wood chipper. He gets all the phones, and he throws the wood chipper, the phones into the wood chipper. So, of course, they're all destroyed. The kids are going nuts. Then the guy who is doing all the landscaping runs over and says, "What the hell are you doing?" And he gets pissed, and he just starts beating on the guy. And I thought to myself, sometimes, those kind of things happen where you just go, "Oh, I wish I could just but you don't, And I'm sure that those things happen in the Philippines, in Thailand, anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is. The United States for sure. Sometimes you're thinking to myself, "Oh, the son of a bitch." But what are you going to do? Most of the time, I just go, better just let it roll off. No big deal. So that's what Thailand has taught me from the beginning when I first came here. The whole Mipe and Rye, don't even get too motivated to do anything about it, because most of the time it's not worthwhile. If I have it my way, I will stream at least once from every location, if not more. If I'm in Ecuador for a week, I probably will stream 3 times. Depending on where I am, what I'm doing, how the phone is, all that kind of stuff. I do want to stream from Portugal. I want to have fun. That's what I want to do. I gotta have fun. That's the bottom line. Yes, I want you guys to see things and enjoy it, and of course I do. But I gotta have fun. If I'm not having fun, you ain't having fun. If I'm just like, the cathedral is the old. If I'm Rick Steves, I ain't having fun. This cathedral is from 1914. Back in the days when and it's just like, ugh. Hey man, check this out. That's more my speed. Check it out. What do we got here? Oh, she's awesome. And she's a model. That chick is a model. You wouldn't think of it in the show when you look at her. You wouldn't think she's a model, but she is a model. And she's pretty freaking hot. She's got a nice body on her. She's, she fits the bill as a model. When you see her when she's all dressed up and, doesn't have that frizzy hair. It's not fair to compare countries like the Philippines and Thailand because there is no comparison. Because she's not going to 8 million visitors, Thailand had 40 million, no comparison, none. Well, if it was really Europe through the back door, it'd be a lot more fun, but if anything's going on in the back door with Rick Steves, then more power to him, but I don't ever see it. I mean, more power to him. He's created an empire. And as far as that mountain goes, fuck all you guys. Yeah, that wasn't very much fun. Now I could do it and I could go, all right, you know what? I know what to prepare myself for. I don't like heights. I don't like them. I'm like, what is the purpose of being up that high? What is the purpose of, to me, somebody who sits on the edge of a cliff 3,000 feet up with their ass there, and there's some dude who wants to, no, I know it was, Janara, I know. But somebody who sits there and they're on the edge of some cliff, that's why all these guys die. All these guys are dying. They're on the edge of a cliff, or they're in a boat, and they're doing this and that, and they get thrown in the water, and then they drown. Well, guess what? You're a chowderhead. I saw guys on that trip when I went on that mountain. It was part of a tour, or the next day was part of a tour. The day before was part of a tour. I took the tour, and I put some of that up in a video, and I think I had a Led Zeppelin song playing. But we went to this place, I think it was like Elephant Head Rock or something like that, Elephant Rock, I don't remember what it was, but anyway, we went there, and there's like these two rocks, two big rocks like this. Now, straight down, you die. It's like 2,000 feet up. So there's the rocks like this, and then there's like another rock over here. So the guy jumps over to the rock. I'm like, okay, that's easy enough, no big deal, as long as a big gust of wind doesn't hit you. And then what he does is he jumps in between the rocks, and he's holding himself up like this. Which, okay, I understand you can do that. It's not all that difficult to hold yourself up. But I'm like, do you really think it's a good idea to do that? When, first of all, this guy was, he was your average guy, beer belly tie, older, thought he was hot shit, thought he, I want to take a selfie. All you do, you put your hand up on the wall, even this wall. I put my hand up on the wall, it might slide down because there's a little bit of grit. There's a little something on the stone, on the rock. He goes up there and I'm like, oh my God. And he's holding, take a selfie. And I'm like, freaking idiot. I'm like, you're an idiot, dude. Because first of all, the guy he wasn't like physically really in shape to where if something happened, where he could like catch himself and he was strong. And he was just some guy with a beer gut, and I was wondering, has this guy been drinking? What's going on? That's how it happens. So you ain't gonna see me do that. It was bad enough me going on that mountain, and quite frankly, I could do it again. You wouldn't have the same kind of time. It wouldn't be that big of a deal because now I know. I already did it. But I don't like putting myself in those positions because when you're up high, what goes up must come down. I don't want to come down. I don't want to go boom. I don't want to go splat. And you think about it. First of all, you die in mid-air because you have a heart attack because you're in such shock. And then your body still feels the pain, the agony of going splat for a split second. And then everybody's got to clean that up. Oh, look, there's his eyeball. Scotty's looking at me. Look, his ear. I wonder if he still hears us. His heart is still beating. Do I really want all that? No. What do I care? What? I don't have to prove myself to anybody. I will say this. When I'm put in a position where I have to do something, there's not a whole lot that if I have to do it, I won't do it. Which, I illustrated when I climbed up, when I was on the 4th floor and tried to climb down this rope to save my wife and our unborn child, Nicholas, and our little boy, who was a year old or something at the time, Alex. That's why I was the one who did it and all these other people there. And it wasn't because I was stupid, because the rope was like that big. And I was lighter than I am now, because I had just had a fight a couple weeks before. My last fight. And all these people were crying. They're crying, men, women, we're gonna die. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, do something about it. What are you gonna do? It's not like I'm just like, what's the choice? Stand here and burn to death, or do something. Well, it's the concrete at the bottom. Yeah, those guys, there's no leeway given. If there's a mistake, you die. The same thing with the guys who jump off cliffs with a parachute in their hand. They jump off, and if something happens, the parachute gets tangled, they die. Or the guy Alex Honnold, who climbs up on mountains with no rope. I don't think he does that anymore, but climbs up, and he doesn't have any rope. He climbed El Capitan with no rope. He just climbs up. Now, if he makes one mistake, guess what? It's over. Goodbye, Alex. See you later, pal. I watched that with my kids. We watched it. We were like, oh my God. We were sitting there just going, he's got a movie. There was a movie about it. We watched that movie. We're just sitting there like, oh my God. We were scared shitless for him. You know, see, to me, there's no reason to do that. He's doing it to test himself because he loves climbing, blah, blah, blah. I don't love climbing. I don't love heights. So what do I need to do that for? Now, just like when I was stuck on the side of a mountain in Southern California, and I got poison ivy, and I got basically I was able to go. How did it work? I was able to go. I had to go down and then up, and I went up, and then when I started coming down again, once I started coming down again, the soil was too loose, and so I couldn't come down, and I was stuck. And I'm like, all right, what am I gonna do? Well, I did what I had to do, which was I could see the road up, way up, and I started, when the cars went by, I started screaming at people. And otherwise, who knows? I could have still been stuck up there. I could have just died up there. And then I did get poison ivy. And then to make matters worse, the chick I was with gave me a hard time about it. I mean, like, to the point, you fucking idiot. Why did you do that? And I just went, shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear you. I didn't need to hear that. That's the last thing you want to hear when you come home. You can hear that a couple of days later. What were you thinking, you moron? Okay. But right when you come back and you've got poison ivy and you're scared out of your mind because you're like, if I fall, that's it. It's over. I know. I'm going boom. And it ain't going to be fun because, you know, when you're in the mountains, sometimes you look down, it's like there's rocks, there's bushes, there's little trees, there's cactus in California. So you're falling, you might not die immediately. You might not just splat on a rock and that's it. You're in 1,000 little pieces. You might hit a cactus and you might have a quill shoved up your ass. Or a bunch of quills shoved up your ass and in your cheeks. And then you fly up in the air, then you come back down and crack your head open on a rock. So that, you know, there's food for thought. Anyway. I don't know what this has to do with Thailand and the Philippines. And then there's also the issue of both places don't have great track records when it comes to safety. Forget about it. Neither place is extremely, neither place, the construction is kind of piss poor. And yeah, that guy's an animal. His fingers have been stretched out. He reminds me of, I took a photo a long time ago. It's a great photo of this guy playing I forget what it's called now. It's played in India and all over Southeast Asia. But I got a picture of it. And the guy's fingers, you can see, they are stretched out, they are long. And it's from playing this instrument all the time. Same thing with Alex Honnold. Gennaro, my fishing mate, pointed out a tiger snake to me. That was on the bank of the lake. I went over for a closer look and flicked it into our boat. Oh my God, what are you flicking into the boat for? Good way to die. You know what, here's the thing. With snakes, you don't fuck with them. Wild animals, don't fuck with them. Leave them alone. That's my motto. Oh, look at that snake. Let's go over and take a closer look. Well, we're safe right here. I don't want to get bit. I don't want to piss the snake off because I'm in its territory, because I'm threatening it. I don't want any of that. You know what I'm saying? There you go, Gennaro. Lots of baristas here, although for the most part, they're not as high quality as in some places. Coffee is average here. I remember being in a boat and cottonmouth fell in, but he shot it with a slingshot and sunk the boat. Yeah, I know, Dowlo. I know they're extremely. Yeah, you know which ones, which snakes really get me? The ones in the United States. Yeah, they you know, you got to be careful. Rattlesnakes, cottonmouths, coral snakes. What's the other one? There's one of them. Water moccasin. But the ones that really get me are the black mamba and the green mamba. Yeah, those snakes, you know when you're in an area, you better be wearing the right kind of shoes. You know, anybody with half a brain doesn't stick their hand into a pile of leaves. You know, you get a big stick and push the leaves out of the way and spread them out so you can see what's in them. You don't put your hand in there. That's how most people get bit. And when I lived in Florida, when I was a young kid, I came across a coral snake right next to our house. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, I'm not sure if this coral snake or king snake. So I backed away, and I started looking at it, and I was like, that's a coral snake. And I got a big stick, and I threw it in a garbage can or something, and then we threw it over the fence, dumped it over the fence into the woods in the back of the house. That could have ended badly. Anyway, yeah, human snakes are the worst of all. Humans suck. Yeah, what is it? Red touches black. Whatever. I forgot it now. One-eyed, purple-headed vipers. It's funny how most of the snakes in Pattaya tend to be female. Is that misogynistic? I don't care. They never seem to mind people walking by. Just don't walk by in flip-flops. You walk by in flip-flops and you accidentally get a little too close, that's how you get bit. And they can be quite deadly. I mean, rattlesnakes, depending on which type of rattlesnake it is. There used to be a show on. I don't remember the guy's last name, but his name was Dr. Sean something or other, and he was a doctor at Loma Linda. And I used to live right next to Loma Linda Hospital in this big apartment complex. It was really nice. I had a nice apartment with this chick I was living with, and we had a big, huge park. And I used to watch that show all the time, and I remembered thinking, oh, that hospital is right next to where I used to live. And he had all kinds of people coming in from all over the world, or all over the United States, basically. And he would have to give them anti-venom, and, some of them died. And it was from rattlesnakes, so, you gotta be careful. But by far the deadliest is the human snake. And I'm not talking about the one-eyed python. Oh, man. Maybe I'll just go work out before my yoga class today. Put the work in. Put in the work. That's my new phrase. Put in the work. Oh, man. The most popular is the copperhead, really. Florida's got them all, man. Florida has them all. Plus, they got gators. And the gators will still eat you. When I was a little kid, we used to go diving for golf balls on the golf courses. There used to be a golf course, Miami Lakes Country Club. And then there was a big one. There was a little one and a big one. And we used to go, sneak onto the course and go dive into into the little lakes. And I stopped doing it once I found out, oh, there might be gators in there. I was like, oh, I don't think I need to, whatever I was making, $1 for 3 balls or something. Yeah, that's the other thing. Now, the problem with like a cobra. All right, take it easy, Carl. Thank you, and good night, good morning, good day. Cottonmouth, which is the same. No, which one was it though? Which one am I thinking of? There's 4 snakes in America. There's the water moccasin, cottonmouth. There's rattlesnakes. There's coral snakes. And what's the other one? There's another snake. There's a 4th snake. Coral snake, rattlesnake, moccasin. I thought there was 4. Anyway, I don't know, are there snakes in the Philippines? There has to be, even though it's an island, there has to be. There's no Malaysian pit vipers in Florida. There are pythons now, Burmese pythons, and they fight with the gators. And there's an eradication movement that's been going on for a long time there, but they can't kill them off now. It's not good for the ecosystem, because idiots bring in their snakes and then they get too big and they just let them go. And then the next thing you know, there's, thousands of them. Well, then there must be in Manila also, and Cebu, all these places. So there's snakes everywhere. Yeah, pythons are pretty insane. They're pretty crazy. Anyway, I wouldn't let an animal stop you from going to live in a place. Australia's got some of the deadliest animals in the world, all on one big continent. And it doesn't stop people from living there. India's got the tigers and leopards that are always seem to be eating people. And yet they live, they live in harmony. Man, I got the cough today. As soon as I went outside. Anyway, where do you prefer? The Philippines or Thailand? That's my question of the day. Could you live in the Philippines? I don't know. It's always, Gennaro, it's always about, or usually it's how they measure it is, like one drop or one, whatever it is, that the measuring unit that they have, how much venom is in it, how many men will it kill, how many elephants will it kill. And the thing with the cobra, the reason the cobra is so dangerous is because it continues to chew. It chews and chews and chews, so it keep injecting you with venom. Some snakes, geez, the one that I don't want to get bit by is the, what is it, the puff adder? It's got the really long fangs. Oh my God, I couldn't imagine. You get bit and then you go, all right, I probably got about 30 minutes to save my life. Oh, I'm out in the middle of nowhere? Yeah, I'm sure they'll just send a copter over in about 5 minutes and I'll be okay. So there is something to be said. Every time I go to Suratani, I always worry about the kids. I never worry about me because I'm older and, I don't want to die, but I don't really worry about me. I worry about the kids doing something like reaching for a branch or something. And there's, some snake, whatever it might be, whether it's a pit viper or a crate or cobra, whatever it might be. Yeah, I mean, I've seen many people who have lost fingers from snakes, and I think I said this, but my father knows the guy. He was in Florida, Miami Serpentarium. His name was Bill Haas, Haas, and he used to inject himself with venom so that he would build up an immunity to it. And the thing is, he got bit a few times. And then after a while, he got bit over 100 times. Something like that. He got bit numerous times. He died from old age. He didn't die from getting bit by snakes. But I thought that was interesting. I think that place is closed down now. But anyway, guys, it's been fun. It's been real. Ooh. Also a brown recluse on my shoulder. How'd that go? How'd that work for you? How was the copperhead and how was the spider? What were the differences? Tell us your story, Michael. You're still alive. Today's the 15th here. I had about 6 shots in my shoulder and didn't even realize I was bit. It was a baby spider. Oh, so you were lucky in that regard. And what about the snake? I knew somebody who got bit by a brown snake. He was a fighter. He got bit by a brown snake, and he got bit on the foot. And he lived, but he said that it was very painful. So I don't like the monitor lizards here. I think they are just the nastiest creature. Obviously there are no Komodo dragons here, but there are monitor lizards, and they get quite big and they are quite nasty. I mean, you look at them and just I put that video up where they were eating that rotted fish, and there was a bunch of them. The next thing I know, I look around, there's like 7 of them, 8 of them surrounding me. And I was like, how the hell am I gonna get out of this? I mean, really, there was a couple in the water. There's 3 in the water, and there's like 3 or 4 behind me, to the side of me, and I'm thinking, shit. Wow. I think it's Tourniquet. Tourniquet. It's been a long time from those spelling bee days. Yeah, that's generally you don't have them in a place like where we are, but I still worry about it. And I always worry about, here you've seen instances where I don't know if they carry rabies, but they are a filthy, filthy animal. Their mouth is absolutely disgusting, and the bacteria alone could kill you. But there have been many instances here where snakes have crawled out of the toilet. And, one guy got bit in a nutsack. Another guy got bit on the dick. So it pays to look down and make sure there's nothing in the toilet before you sit, wherever you may be. Make sure there's no snakes in it. And I'm talking about the actual snake. I'm not talking about something else. I've never seen a snake here in our village, but that doesn't mean they're not around. And the one good thing about having a cat is there's not a lot of rats. I got tons of photos, tons of video footage of the monitor lizards. They're in Klong Tui. If you don't remember, or if you remember, uh, in Klong Tui there was this little fenced-in area next to a lady's little room, and I went in her room and photographed it. I didn't get the greatest photos, but they were all right. They gave, they showed how she lived, and there was water underneath her bed because there was wood, and next door it was a watery area, just nasty, filthy water, and some of the water had come up through the floor. And she said to me, sometimes the monitor lizards, when she wakes up, they're under the bed where she sleeps. She said sometimes her kid would be sleeping and she'd come into the house and there's a monitor lizard. She'd have to shoo the monitor lizard off because they would come up through the floor or through the wall. That's just, to me, that's too much. It's time to move. You got to find a way. And I know if you're, extremely poor, it's probably difficult. But I think in some cases there in Klong Tui, some of those people just don't want to leave. They've been there all their lives. Their parents have been there. Their parents' parents have been there, and they know it. And it's what they know. They don't want to go somewhere else where they're like, oh my God. But for the most part, it is poverty driven. But there are some I know that they could, when you see somebody, they got a satellite dish and they got, nice TV in their place, and they've got 2 motorcycles sitting in front. I would think they could move. But maybe the reason they have all that stuff is because they're living in a place that they don't have to pay very much for, or that their parents owned or bought. I don't know. Oof. Yeah, monitor lizards eat anything. They eat anything. They eat carrion, they eat live animals, they will eat anything. They're just like a Komodo dragon. If you know, there are park rangers on Komodo Island, Rinca Island in Indonesia where they are. There's another one too, I can't remember the name of the island. There's 3 islands. There are plenty of villagers there who have huge, massive scars from being bitten by Komodo dragons. They were lucky they lived, because a lot of time the bacteria will kill them. And now they're finding that there's poison, actual poison in their mouths. So not only are you getting the bacteria, you're getting poison. And if you see what they look like after being bitten, it's absolutely disgusting. I've heard of a couple people being bitten, not seriously though, not like with the Komodos where like they lost massive amounts of tissue. But I've also seen there's a couple of people that, like they have monitor lizards as pets, which I just think is disgusting. I don't know, it's like some people want a room full of snakes, they got snakes everywhere, and then once there's the case of the guy who, it's happened several times. Some guy was trying to feed his python or anaconda or whatever the hell it was, and he ended up getting killed, and the snake was eating him. The police came, the snake was eating him, and that was it. He was done. The guy was done. I don't want to be around those kind of animals. What the hell do you want to be around that kind of an animal for? Oh, I get so much love from my pet snake and monitor lizard. I'm gonna pass on that. No, thank you. Anyway, guys, it's time to go. Got nobody behind me. Nobody in here again. Gotta get some throat lozenges. Jesus Christ, man. My throat is irritated. It can't be from the pollution. I don't know. Maybe it is. Nobody likes monitor lizards. Nobody likes them here. What is it? Tuat tong tuat ngun. Tuat tong tuat ngun. Or maybe it's tuat ngun tuat tong. I think it's tuat tong tuat ngun. Or, they're the bad word in Thailand. All right, guys, you take it all easy. Take it sleazy, take it easy, however you want, and I will talk to you guys later. Leave a thumbs up, all that good stuff. I'm not going to get into it. So take care, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao. Choke D. Jerk on mine.